Hi, beautiful people. How are ya? I hope you're having a great day.
With you, I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear.
So I hope you had a restful Memorial weekend. It can be a trying day. My husband made pulled pork. Gosh, it was yummy. He also cleaned 3 of our indoor rugs outside with this handled scrub brush and our pressure washer. They're so clean now. They're absolutely beautiful. Look new again. Makes our bedroom smell a lot better. Not so doggy smelling. And for the record, he cleaned all 3 of them in an hour. I definitely couldn't have done it in an hour. I finally removed my little heater back here. It's finally getting warmer. And I got Tesla down here who's, I think, wants to say hello. Say hello. You were scratching on me for some reason. And you were sleeping nice and sound right behind me in the doggy bed back there. So what's going on? Anywho, this is Tesla. He'll be 2 this summer. Friday, I'm taking him to get neutered. Finally, it needs to be done, doesn't it? He has no idea what's in store for him, do you? I know. Back in March, I had my B6 and B12 levels checked, and they were fine. And even my DNA says that my B12 absorption should be good. I didn't have my B1 levels checked, so that would be interesting to get done. I mean, our B levels fluctuate throughout the day because of the fact that they're water soluble. And as you'll learn in this video, we might need high doses of thiamine, B1, to kickstart symptom relief due to abnormalities in thiamine processing and utilization found in fibromyalgia. A subscriber asked me to cover the topic of thiamine and the benefits of supplementation. Thank you, Deanna. So here we go. Thiamine was named B1 because it was the first B vitamin discovered. Thiamine is a water-soluble vitamin that's found in some foods and can be taken as a supplement. Our body needs thiamine to generate energy, to develop, grow, and function. Thiamine plays a role in metabolizing sugar. I didn't know that. Or if I did, I've forgotten. And is part of the process used by the body to provide cells with energy. We need a steady supply from our diet or from supplementation to avoid deficiency. Thiamine doesn't stay in the body for long, so it's the main reason why people supplement. It's not like other vitamins that are stored for long-term use. We'll use it up quickly, especially if we're stressed out. But all B vitamins, 8 in total, help the body to produce energy, and they're all water-soluble. Since the body doesn't store them, it can be found in these foods. It's a very important nutrient. I've always thought of the B vitamins as our stress reducer. Thiamine is seen as having the ability to strengthen the immune system and improve our ability to handle stressful conditions. There's also some evidence that thiamine, along with other vitamins, can lower the risk of developing cataracts, Alzheimer's, heart failure, and depression. B1 is needed for energy. It mixes with sugar for our body to use for energy. So it's a great supplement for people with diabetes and insulin resistance. It can help us to fight a severe infection like sepsis, along with vitamin C. It's also a mood stabilizer, and when taking it with an antidepressant, it can help with depression. It's been found to improve nerve pain, along with B12, and B1 has been shown to protect the myelin sheath covering our nerve cells. It was shown in 2013 that in large doses, thiamine helps with the fatigue in those with multiple sclerosis or MS. And in another 2013 study, people with a mild thiamine deficiency, in those with ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease, may find a high dose of oral thiamine beneficial to treat their fatigue. 10 of the 12 patients showed no signs of fatigue after treatment, while the other 2 showed nearly complete regression. This is a great example of the power of vitamins, but fatigue can also be alongside other symptoms like sleep disorders, anxiety, depression, mood fragility, memory loss, lack of a tolerance to stress, or lack of appetite. It may also minimize the risk of heart disease, and it can improve our concentration and memory. It's possible that in some patients with low B1, it could be the result of the gene SLC19A3, which is a thiamine transporter, and also transports biotin, but this could be an issue. And then there's the gene SLC19A2, which encodes as a B1 only transporter. It's thought that this is dysfunctional. So when high doses of thiamine are introduced in the body, SLC19A3 induces the A2 to increase transport in enterocytes and neuronal cells. So this is a possibility in fibromyalgia. When taking a supplement, be sure to take one that has been trusted by a third party like USP, Consumer Labs, or NSF. I put a link below to each one of them in the description section below. But even if they are considered safe, always talk to your doctor about any supplements you plan to take. Oh my goodness, he is getting so heavy. According to that 2013 study I mentioned a moment ago, if too much of a dose, more than 1,500 milligrams of B1, is taken, the side effects could be insomnia or tachycardia. So reducing your dosage is necessary until best results are met. It's really wild, to think that what is recommended as a B1 dosage is extremely less than what these studies are using. So in adult males, the recommended daily dose is 1.2 milligrams a day. In females, 1.1 milligrams. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, 1.4 milligrams per day is recommended. Allergic reactions can occur in high doses through an IV line, so I would say that's not recommended. But far higher Doses of thiamine, which I'll explain here shortly, can potentially be taken orally without side effects, up to 1,500 milligrams a day. There is another option, benfotiamine. This is a dietary supplement that is converted in the body to thiamine. It has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties and is helpful for diabetic neuropathy and Alzheimer's. It quickly reaches the bloodstream and produces high levels of thiamine in the body. A dosage of 120 to 900 milligrams a day decreases, potentially, neuropathy symptoms. Always talk to your doctor before adding a daily supplement. As we age, it's more common to have more health problems. Vitamin deficiency may be more common, including thiamine. If you have diabetes, certain gastrointestinal conditions, been through surgery, bariatric surgery, heart failure, use alcohol, have HIV or AIDS, keep an eye on your B1 intake. A lack of B1 in people might cause frequent headaches, fatigue, irritability, depression, and abdominal discomfort, things most of us with fibromyalgia experience. Other symptoms are confusion, lack of appetite, muscle weakness, short-term memory issues, and weight loss. Very low B1 levels can lead to a condition called beriberi, or you could experience a fast heartbeat, low blood pressure, and fluid retention. And certainly, low B1 can also lead to brain problems, but that's on the extreme end. But what about people with fibromyalgia? Let's start with healthy subjects. One 2012 study stated that high doses of thiamine hydrochloride, a derivative of thiamine, may be absorbable. Doses of oral thiamine can range from 100 milligrams to 1,500 milligrams in healthy subjects without consequences. But each person is going to be different based on need. No side effects were reported. People with diabetes may see results of between 150 to 300 milligrams a day of thiamine to decrease glucose levels. People with neuropathy may find that 120 to 900 milligrams a day is helpful. Everyone needs B1 to form adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which cells need for energy. ATP is produced by the mitochondria in our cells. We need it to be able to perform so that muscles are able to contract appropriately and our cells are able to function. In fibromyalgia, research is consistent with ATP levels being low in fibromyalgia, and it's been proposed that mitochondrial dysfunction may actually be a prerequisite for the development of pain in fibromyalgia. In people with ME/CFS, once again, low ATP levels most likely stem from mitochondrial dysfunction. On top of taking B1 supplements, coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10 is often taken as a supplement because we need that also to make ATP. I did a video on supplementing D-ribose, and I talk about magnesium all the time because those are also considered good supplements. So I'm going through a little more fatigue than I'm used to, and it feels a little frustrating. So I think this research on B1 came at a great time. It may just relate to how well I slept the night before. However, fibromyalgia is multifactorial and systemic. We've got a lot going on. Abnormal central pain processing, dorsal root ganglia, neuronal hyperexcitability, mitochondrial dysfunction, oxidative stress, inflammation, neuropathy, and neurogenic inflammation are all considered at the root of fibromyalgia. Several studies have shown that in fibromyalgia, there may be a problem with thiamine processing or utilization at the cellular level. The active form of thiamine is thiamine pyrophosphate, or TPP. Reduced serum levels of TPP and enzymes had a lower affinity for TPP in Fibro patients. So higher levels of TPP are required for our bodies to utilize thiamine. So basically, we may have a problem with thiamine metabolizing inside our cells. So how will high doses of thiamine help people with fibro? Well, first of all, there are several similarities between fibro and thiamine deficiency, such as irritability, frequent headaches, fatigue, muscle tenderness, irritable bowel syndrome, and sleep problems. In a classic 2013 study, researchers observed that with a high dose of thiamine, fatigue and pain can be reduced. This is a preliminary study with only 3 patients. So a large study is desperately needed. And there were only 3 participants in that study, but the results were extremely significant. In a 2020 study, researchers gave a high dose of oral thiamine hydrochloride over a 4-week period to patients with inflammatory bowel disease who had long-term fatigue. Between 600 and 1,800 milligrams a day were given based on weight and gender. 55 to 75% improvement of fatigue resulted. It's possible that people with complications from Ehlers-Danlos syndrome may also benefit from a high dose of thiamine. Currently, researchers are still stating that the theory of a dysfunction in thiamine transport from blood to mitochondria remains a plausible explanation. In a blog post by Derek Lonsdale, a thiamine expert, stated, quote, thiamine, and particularly its derivatives, are being used as drugs. It's nothing to do with simple vitamin replacement. The enzymes that require thiamine have been deprived of it for so long that it can be expected that they have deteriorated physically in their metabolic responsibility. The cofactor has to be used in mega doses in order to stimulate the enzymes back into their normal function, unquote. Right now, this is still a hypothesis based on past research, but it seems clear to me that researchers believe in the positive effects of high-dose thiamine. We have options, either taking thiamine alone or with CoQ10, taking thiamine hydrochloride, or taking benfotiamine. However, benfotiamine does not enter the blood-brain barrier. At this point, I'm going to look into thiamine products and see where that takes me. So with that said, I think the jury is still out, but I feel like this is something to consider. I'm a believer of anything that has been shown clinically to help us. After I talk to my doctor, this may be a new potential treatment in managing my fibromyalgia. So, have you taken thiamine in high doses? How well did you tolerate it? I'd love to hear from you. I hope you learned something. I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you. But all B vitamin, it can help according to am I talking about it? In high doses through an IV intravenous line. Through an IV intravenous